Hi everyone, and welcome back to the channel. For those of you just joining us, my name is Alfred and this is Capital City Aquatics. And today we're going to be taking a bit of a deeper dive into the food that I provide my guppies with on a daily basis, and how many times I feed them, amount of food that I feed them, and just the overall quality of the food. I feel that providing your fish with a varied diet of nutritious food is perhaps one of the most important things to the overall health of the fish, and the amount that you feed them plays an important part in the overall health of the tank and the fish themselves. So before I go ahead, I'll ask, if you haven't already done so, to please subscribe to the channel. I definitely count on the support of my subscribers. Give the video a like if you like these type of videos, and if you want, feel free to put a comment below. I'll do my best to provide any answers to questions that you have in the comments. So let's go ahead and first ask the question with regards to how many times you should feed your fish. Now, in this tank here, I have female blue Moscow guppies. I have 4 of them, and then I have a number of fry. I keep them all in the same tank. At this point, I'll be looking to maybe separate them later as my fry turn into more juveniles and adults. I'll definitely be separating the males and the females. But there's a lot of theories out there with regards to how many times you should be feeding your guppies. Some people will say once a day, some people will say twice or 3 times a day. What I like to do for this tank in particular is 2 to 3 times a day, because I do have growing fry in this tank. I'll perhaps feed a little heavier than I would normally if it was just an adult tank only. Alright, so in case you haven't seen any of my earlier videos, I've had fry in my tank since quite literally Christmas Eve. They were born in this tank, and I've been feeding them a mix of the Northfin fry starter food, as well as some very small granular or pellet food. And you can see they're starting to get some size put on them. Again, they're not quite 1 month old, so you can see here, yeah, they have a little bit of size. They're starting to get some color on them, and I'll expect to see the biggest growth spurts in them over the next month. And then over here, I'm not sure, there we go, I have some more baby fry. These were born within the last 2 or 3 days, and I have a number of these guys in the tank as well. As I mentioned in my previous video, I did have a female that I expected to give birth this week, and she clearly did. So I have a few different sizes in fry in this tank. And for my fry, as I mentioned, I'm feeding them the Northfin So here we have the Northfin Premium Fish Food, and it's the Fry Starter. I've been using this product now to feed my guppy fry for quite some time. I find that I get very good results with this product. And if you look here on the back, it'll give you the breakdown. So one of the more important things to look at here is the crude protein level. It's about 48%. So that's definitely something you want to look for if you're getting food for any type of fry, is the protein level. So the higher the protein levels, that will definitely put them in a good situation to start to bulk up. So that's the Northfin Fry Starter Food. Is one of the predominant foods I use for my fish fry. It comes in a very fine powder. One of the other foods that I've been using now for a while, I'm finding I'm getting very good results with, is the Cobalt Aquatic Guppy Granular. Again, this is a food that I'd never used before. It was recommended to me by someone I know who predominantly deals with guppies, and they had good results with it. So I've decided to give it a try, and I've had good results with it as well. My males and female guppies seem to enjoy eating it quite a bit. And again, another important thing to look for on the back when you're looking here, again, crude protein levels, and this one is at 55%. So again, very high protein levels, very important in the early stages for guppy growth and development, that they have that high protein levels. Later on in their development, if you wanted to scale back and perhaps provide them something with a lower protein count, that's usually a good thing to do. I would say, anywhere around the 5-month mark, you might want to start to change their food up to something that has a lower protein level. Another type of food that I like to use for my guppy fish is the freeze-dried bloodworms by Omega 1. Again, this is a treat that I give them. It's not every day, but anywhere between 2 to 3 times a week, I'll be dropping some of this in to the tank. And then again here, if you look at the nutritional value on the back, the crude protein drops off a bit with this at 49.9%. And that's, again, a treat I provide to them a couple of times a week. Just sprinkle a bit. You can get a kind of a picture here of what it looks like. It's basically just freeze-dried worms. So provide them with a treat for that a few times a week. And I also have a flake food here, the Nutrifin Max, and this I'm using now more with my adults because they are getting a little older, and the protein level on this is lower. And then I also have the Omega 1 shrimp and lobster pellets. This is a sinking pellet, and then because guppies do occupy the full tank, they like to swim around everywhere. So I provide them with this, and they can scrounge around on the bottom and just pick this up from there. Because that is another thing that's important when you're feeding the fish, is to provide them a variety. Okay, so we have our freeze-dried food, we have our pellets, we have our granular food, and then we have our fine powder for our fry. And then another thing to provide them with, if you have access to it, is live food. So if you haven't already seen the video, I'll include a link below, but I've started a couple of cultures of live vinegar eels, and as soon as I can get my hands on some eggs, I'll be also providing them with live baby brine shrimp. These are perhaps some of the best foods that you can provide for your fish. They're packed with nutrients and vitamins that'll help them with their growth. It's sometimes harder to provide them with the live food, but if you can manage it, it's definitely the best results that you'll get. And then last but not least, we have the frozen food. So I have the San Francisco Bay frozen brine shrimp here. It comes in the little cubes. As you can see, you just thaw those out in some water, and then you can deposit those in your aquariums. Again, this is more of a treat for them. I do it a couple of times a week. I'll thaw out one cube and I'll put it in a number of my tanks. And again, this is a food that the fish absolutely love. And the crude protein on this drops substantially, with only being 4%. But the moisture, again, it is a frozen food, that's to be expected, so the moisture in this is 92%. Again, not necessarily something I would recommend you feeding every day, but definitely the frozen foods once in a while can be very beneficial to them. Alright, so that's basically it for today's videos, everyone. Again, the most important thing that you can do when feeding your fish is to make sure you're providing them with good quality food. There are a number of options available to the aquarium hobbyist. Just keep your eyes open. Make sure when you're selecting a food to check the ingredients, and that will be the telltale sign for the quality of the food. And as far as quantity goes, again, there's a number of different theories on that, how many times you should be feeding them. The most important thing to do is to keep track of your feeding and to notice if the food is in fact being consumed. Alright, so have a good day, everyone, and I will be catching you on the next video. Bye for now.